Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday night. We have breaking news in the Idaho 4Ks, so I'm like,
fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
I've been on this freaking thing all day. All day. So I figured, fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome to J is for Justice. Welcome to chat. Chime in, you guys. Chime in on what you think of all of this. Hello, Ms. and Island. Potato. Meg P. Hello. One-eyed Flo. Doing well. Getting around, moving and shaking. Kendi is in and out. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Who else we got? Loungers. Dandy. Dandy Lioness. Get your votes in. I want to know what you think of this. We're going to do another vote too after we get this one up and get the results. I want to thank Jenny. Jenny, where are you? Jenny has $5 pounded me.
I am here to help you learn.
Shut up, Amica.
$5 pounds. Looking forward to this live. I'll stay awake as long as I can. Watching from Ireland. Love your channel. Jenny, we love you too. Thank you for your super chat. So generous of you. And amazing that I am on someone's phone or something in Ireland right now. Too fucking cool. And another amazing thing. We got people in Ireland that care about the Idaho 4 and what happens. That's pretty damn cool too. Like, it's nationwide, guys. Oops. It's nationwide. Or worldwide. I'm rambling. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Mr. Rosebud is here. Hello, Mr. Rosebuds. Sophie, hello. Deborah is coming in with some Debbie Downer stuff. Tracy V, you have been a member for 18 months. Tracy, look at you. You're so beautiful. I love your picture. And thank you for being a Roberter. Not a Roberter anymore. F Roberter. I have missed you as well. Thank you for being here tonight. Hello, Bianca. Trying to fix this here. Lounge luminary. Look at you. You're a lounge luminary? That's a big deal. That is a big deal. You hit the wrong vote. How did you do that? Well, we'll do another poll, okay? Let me see who else I missed. Oh no, I'm not saying you're a troll. I'm just saying that's kind of a downer comment. That's all. You're entitled to be a downer about it. Saying he's going to walk. I don't know why you think that. But yeah, I mean, I respectfully disagree as well. The FBI was brought in almost immediately. Why are people saying it was botched? Hello, Miss Island Thrifties. Looking hot. Baby D. We got Baby D, and I saw someone else say hello from Michigan. It's either Michigan or Detroit. Either way, I bet it is.
It's so cold in the D. How the fuck do we supposed to keep peace?
I hope you're staying nice and toasty up in the D. Just a quick reminder, this shirt I'm wearing, you can get these in the merch shop, long sleeve tees, not too thick, not too thin, and a pretty cool logo right here on the left chest. Shall we get into our story? Yes, you say. So it just came out in the Idaho Tribune. Or Idaho Press, that there is a demolition date set for the Moscow murder house. And I'm going to read this through, and then we're going to discuss. The University of Idaho has announced a demolition date for the house where 4 students were killed last November. Located on King Road near the school's Moscow campus, the house is where UI students Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogen were stabbed to death on November 13th, 2022. Now in the school's possession, it will be demolished on December 28th. And here is a quote from UI President Scott Green. It is a grim reminder of the heinous act that took place there. While we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, it is time for its removal and to allow the collective healing of our community to continue. The article goes on to say, it has been the intention of the university since being given the house to demolish it. The release said the house had needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. The defense team for Bryan Kohberger, who has been charged with the students' murders, was granted access to the house for December 14th and 15th. Demolition will begin at 7 a.m. on Thursday, December 28th, and it may take several days to completely clear the site, the release said. King Road will be blocked off to traffic and on-street parking, suspended during the demolition and debris removal. Interesting. That's it. That's the info that they released. Now, what I want to go back and
So is that a joint?
Bring some attention to
Or is it a cigar?
are some of these clips from the Goncalves family. Thank you so much, Trixie. Trixie has been a member for, I can't read it, 16 months. Woo! Can I get a whistle on that one? Or a flute, rather. So let's go back and let's play a couple clips. This one is very recent, where Steve is talking about, Steve and Christy Goncalves are talking about the demolition of the home. Obviously, at this time, they didn't think it was going to be demolished until after a trial. But we just read that they're letting the defense back in today, tomorrow, and the demolition will begin December the 28th. Yet we still have no trial date set in this case. Good evening, Pickle and Olive Juice and Frag. Cosmic, welcome. All right. So here's our first clip we're going to listen to. This is a recent interview where I think this was on the anniversary. This was for the 1-year anniversary. And this was the time, this was actually done. This interview was done the day that the FBI went in there and did all of their scanning again. So that was the day of this interview. Let's listen.
Take that type of approach to this case, you know, even if we have the greatest day, we get it, but is there more? Is there more? Like seeing the FBI there today is the type of thing that makes me feel like I don't like to see it boarded up, locked up, and not know that I didn't see cameras filming through all the windows, didn't see all, now I see those things and now I can let those things go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully they are in there finding more evidence or something new. I mean, that would be amazing.
I feel like you've seen that community. The ideal guy to get on that jury is a farmer who doesn't even have cable TV.
Yeah.
So to tell him he's got to watch a 3D render, it never made me feel right. A farmer's going to be like, no, I want to see it. I want to touch it. No, you guys can show me all this computer stuff all you want, but it's not real to me. I want to look through that window. I want to hear a dog barking from inside that house. So that's why I was like, I don't know if boarding it up this quick during the middle of the winter is the ideal thing. And I think now with those guys going in there, that's exactly what makes me feel comfortable that when it does go down, then I don't look back and always think about what could have happened. Now it's done. So it's just things like that.
It's the largest piece of evidence in the.
Okay, so obviously we can guess how they're going to feel about this. I know Christy also has said that she will be very sad when the house is torn down, that even though she was only there a couple times and just ran in and ran out, that it's still going to be hard for her to see the house torn down. You know, all the memories that these girls made in that house and in that area. I can understand that. However, there's a couple things that I want to talk about. But first, we're going to end the poll and see where we stand on that. It looks like 79% of you don't think it should be demolished. Am I reading that right? %78 think they should hold off. 21% think it's okay to go ahead and do it. So I guess I'm wondering, the ones that think, yeah, go ahead and do it, what's your reasoning behind that? Go ahead and sound off in the chat if you don't mind. I'm going to put up another poll because I want to reread something that this President Green said of the college. So, do you think there's been a change in the court, in the trial status? Okay, so what I mean by this, do you think that there's a change in the trial status? Could it be that there's not going to be a trial? Could it be that there is an upcoming plea deal? I know a lot of you would disagree with that. That no way, he would never plea. I disagree. I think it's quite interesting that all of the IGG had to be handed over for in-camera review to judge, right, by December the 1st. Here we are, 2 weeks later, less than 2 weeks later, and we have the defense wanting to take a trip inside the house. We have the house date being set for demolishment. I don't know. Someone said tax year, money. I mean, so if you can't read the poll question is, Do you think there has been a change in the trial status? Do you think that they could be talking plea deal? Do you think that since the IGG was turned over, that there is a different playing field now for the defense? They're definitely not dropping charges. They're definitely not dropping charges. They wouldn't hold off on that. They're not going to sit there and go, hey, we have all this evidence that shows it wasn't you, but you're going to sit here anyhow because we don't want to find the guy who did it. No. There's more going on, and you can mark my words. It's December 14th, 6:51 p.m. There's more to Bryan Kohberger's story as a whole. And I'm going to leave it at that. I really do believe that. I think that there's only so much you can do with a defense. DNA, all of the circumstantial evidence. We don't know what all they got in the search warrants. I mean, it is absolutely possible that he is going to be a total douchebag and stand up like the BTK guy, which I don't even like giving him, like, Dennis Rader. I don't even like saying his name. But he got up there and admitted that he did it. And exactly what he did all the way through. I mean, there's just only so much you could do. Like, they have to have some kind of a defense. They don't. I mean, he was supposed to have an alibi, right? Well, that turned out to be a big nothing burger. And then he was supposed to, his alibi was I was driving. Well, hello. That was after he got all of the discovery showing where they had him driving around the whole town, stalking other girls. I'm pretty sure they probably have tons of surveillance camera. There were students at UI that said he was there so often that they thought he went to school there. All of the cameras around Moscow, the Ring camera, God knows what else they have. But I just think that this is interesting right here. This part of what Green said. Okay, right here. The release said this. Maybe I'm reading into it too much. Maybe I'm not. The House has needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. Let me read the whole paragraph. It has been the intention of the university, since being given the house, to demolish it, the release said. The house has needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. That tells me that it sounds like there's no more ongoing court proceedings. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the ads are going crazy. Don't like it, buy premium. I don't know what else to tell you. But anyways, what do you think of that paragraph? Okay, let me read it again. And this is straight from President Green. What other chat, Casey? Oh, the premiere's going on right now. Let me reschedule that. Should I make that out? Push that back? Let me push that back. I totally forgot that was set for 7. I'll push it back just a half an hour, and then we can actually reconvene over there when I get done talking about all of this. I've got more clips to play for y'all. show. Let me do that. Don't like the ads. I apologize. I just feel like there's got to be something going on because their statement's contradictory, and I just don't think I'm reading into it. I feel like we just have to take our time, step back, not get mad, and be like, oh my God, you know, they're botching it and da da da. Like, haven't we had enough doubt in this? Like, okay, here's the paragraph. It has been the intention of the university since being given the house to demolish it, the release said. The house has needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. Ann Pulley, thank you for being a member for 6 months.
So is that a joint?
That's so awesome.
Or is it a cigar?
Deborah G says, bingo, ma'am. No more motions, no more hearings. You have to trust me on this. I live here. I know people. Forget about Green. He's part of the problem. I don't know who you know, but this is a sealed case. So I don't think, I mean, whatever you're hearing probably, I mean, I'm not trying to shoot you down, but I feel like whatever you're hearing is probably rumor because it's all sealed and no one's been able to talk. I don't know if that's his childhood house. I have no idea. But that is a very interesting paragraph because up here, I'm going to read you another quote from the UI president, Scott Green. And let me remind you that Howard Bloom went out to Moscow. He interviewed some of the students who have to walk past that house every day to go to class. The frat guys who live in that frat house, they said that they don't even want to look out the window because they have to see it. And they have to see it boarded up. And I mean, for God's sakes, Ethan was probably staying over there that night because they felt uneasy about something. I mean, they had a chaperone the whole night, walking them, a driver, Ethan staying the night. They did everything right. And that's your buddy. And you got to look out your window when you walk outside, right across the band field, you see that house. So I get both sides of it. But here is another paragraph from this release. It is the grim reminder of the heinous act that took place there. While we appreciate the emotional connection some family members of the victims may have to this house, #Goncalves, it is time for its removal and to allow the collective healing of our community to continue. So then as you go down in the article, that's where it says, it has been the intention of the university since being given the house to demolish it, the release said. The house has needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. And then it goes on to say the defense team for Kohberger was granted access for the 13th and the 14th. But this all comes after all of the DNA stuff was handed over to the judge for the in-camera review on December the 1st. And I have to stop because Painting Services by Steve is here. And I just wanted to say, hello, my friend. I hope you are doing well. You're looking dapper. You're looking dapper there. But I hope you're doing well, Steve. And thank you so much for your super chat. It's really nice to see you again. Jonathan Clark, the Faro machine got all it needed in October. I understand, but okay, to demolish acoustics won't be the same. Chemicals used in processing likely to repair now. I can't read that. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. But did you hear what Steve said? He's like, what if a juror is a farmer and he sees this computer rendition and he's confused? Do you think that that's possible? I think it could. I mean, I think it could happen. I don't know. I mean, well, I'm glad you're recovering, Stephen. Take care of yourself. But is good if they have Ring doorbell fitted? Like, we got to listen to what Steve said again. He got pretty passionate about the dog barking too. And I'll tell you why he got worked up about this part was because he went door to door with his daughter, Olivia, and they got Ring audio from the Ring cameras around the house. And I can almost guarantee you that they most likely heard the attacks. Listen closely to Steve Goncalves when he talks about how they're not going to be able to hear it and see it and look through the window. All these things he's saying, right, mean something. He knows more than we do. This was just conducted, this interview, on November 13th?
See it. I want to touch it. No, you guys can.
Right here. This is where he gets really passionate. Why?
Even have cable TV.
Yeah.
So to tell him he's got to watch a 3D render, it never made me feel right. A farmer's going to be like, no, I want to see it. I want to touch it. No, you guys can show me all this computer stuff all you want, but it's not real to me. I want to look through that window. I want to hear a dog barking from inside that house. So that's why I was like, I don't know if boarding it up this quick during the middle of the winter is the ideal thing. And I think now with those guys going in there, that's exactly what makes me feel comfortable that when it does go down, then I don't look back and always think about what could have happened. Now it's done.
So this news comes out and we haven't heard anything from them. I mean, I haven't checked their Facebook. I guess I can do that really quick and see if they've posted. Because if any of the families are going to be emotional, it's going to be them. Dre, Leah, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Totally so generous of you. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm just going to take a gander really quick to see if they've posted. 16 minutes ago. Okay. Yep. We have. Let me pull this up. They got some cupcakes and shit. But yes, there is a post. We're going to read this and then we'll continue on. So, I have really been having some hard days this week. Today was especially hard because we were notified that the plan on tearing down the house on December 28th, just 3 days after Christmas. Here is the thing with the house. I get it. It's an eyesore. It makes the community and the college sad. It's a house of horrors. So on and so forth.
So is that a joint?
Yes, Kaylee unfortunately died in that house.
Or is it a cigar?
But more importantly, Kaylee lived a fun, happy life in that house. So my point is, when the house is torn down, it will be a very sad day for me. Salt in the wound that never heals. Anyway, I broke down at work today and cried all the way home. Oh, this is hard. Hard to read. Hard to read. Thank you for gifting a membership, Crime Solver, and Cockney Kez. Welcome to the lounge. Dude, this is really, really hard to read. Whew. When I got home, there was a huge box on our front porch. I opened it to find all these amazing treats. Thank you, Ben S. Dude, whoever Ben S is, what a hero. Had no idea probably this day would be the day that they would need this. Thank you, Ben S, for making me smile on a day of such sadness for me. We love you all so much. I honestly do not know what I would do without all of you rallying around us, loving us, and praying for us. Thank you again, Ben. And yes, I definitely found some goodness in your gift. I am excited to try some East Coast Greens Bakery. Casey gifted a membership, and Ann Pulley got it. Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you so much for your support, you guys. And welcome, Ann. It's about time, Ann. Yes, they got a bunch of cookies and stuff and cupcakes and stuff from Ben S. Sad. I get it. I get how they feel. All right, so let's watch this again.
So it's just things like that.
It's the largest piece of evidence in the entire case.
That's why Shannon Gray, attorney for the Goncalves family, says his clients are upset a critical piece of the puzzle may be lost.
The families feel like it should be left there until the trial is over.
There's fear, he says, it could still hold necessary evidence or help jurors visualize the case better than...
Okay, hold on. This disaster recovery people are like jamming the radio. I thought that was so weird. I had to go back and replay it. I'm like, where's that music coming from? But it's obviously these workers. So I don't know what exactly they got up to in there. You know, they had that whole thing tarped off. So just really interesting to see this, but I'll rewind a few seconds. I'm sorry.
It could still hold necessary evidence or help jurors visualize the case better than photos or 3D models.
If there's any evidence that's brought up in trial that, has to do with vantage points or how you can hear something or how you can see something or entry points or exit points.
In a letter obtained by CREM 2, an attorney for the university acknowledged the Goncalveses, Mogens, and Kernodles don't want the house torn down before the case is resolved. But attorney Kent Nelson adds the university needs a legal reason before considering delaying demolition. Does the university have a response to the family's concern?
Okay, so this is the reporter asking Jody, I can't remember her last name, from UI. And this is her response about the house.
The university's been in contact with the families since we took over the ownership of the house in the spring.
The university says leveling the house will be healing for students, the Moscow community, and the victims' loved ones.
It's not healing for the families. And they're the ones that had their children murdered, okay? I'm not sure how the university could take their wishes over those of the victims' families.
Right now, Gray says he's not considering taking legal action to stop the demolition.
Why do they need a legal reason not to tear it down? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just found that to be interesting. Again, let's end our poll and see where we stand there. I just find it to be very suspicious, honestly, because why wouldn't they just wait till spring? Because I feel like Kimmy's right. Demolition of the house speaks volumes on the evidence they do have, in my opinion. Why keep it for evidence if you have all you need? Feelings aside, the house going speaks volumes. Jonathan Clark, thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let us know what you think. I'm going to put up another poll, and this one's going to be straight to the point. Do you think BK will plead out? What are your thoughts? IGG turned over December 1st. I don't know. I feel like he would push it until the very last minute, but let me know what you think in the poll here. We have no trial date We have no updates since IGG was handed over. The only thing we know is that the defense is going in there tomorrow, today and tomorrow. Yeah, he's sitting there getting all this attention from females, which he never got before. He's been able to run the show and direct Ann Taylor because he probably doesn't respect Ann Taylor. He probably has zero respect for Ann Taylor. We know how he felt about women in the programs he was involved in school, right? We know how he felt about that. So how do you think he really feels about Ann C. Taylor? I don't think he has damn respect for anyone, to be honest. But that's my opinion. If you can't see the poll, it says, do you think he'll plea? Yes is the top answer. No is the bottom answer. Yeah, he's got more friends now, and he's got more acceptance and people on his side than he ever had before. Oh, I think that he thinks she's probably attractive, but I don't think he respects her as a lawyer. And I think he thinks he's smarter and he knows more. Mm-hmm. Grateful for her. Be so close. Oh my gosh. I think they had to throw Jay Logsdon in there to run interference, probably. He's probably a big creep burger. Like he is in real life. Oh my goodness. Dre Lee coming in hot with $50. Holy smokes. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Dre. Drea? Is it Drea or Dre? I don't want to say it wrong. Thank you so much. Gosh. Very generous. Thank you. I personally think that there is something happening in court. I feel like there's going to be something probably after the holidays. That's my guess. It's definitely not unfair to call him creep burger, Deborah. When he even if the only story that is true, Deborah G. Okay. Even if the only story about Bryan Kohberger is true, Deborah G. The only story is true that he went to the brewery in PA and he was so creepy to the waitresses that they had him marked on a list. And the owner had to sit down with him because he called the waitress a bitch. Now, I don't know about you, Deborah G., but somebody who's going to go creeping around, making girls feel uncomfortable, and when they don't accept his advances, call him a bitch, that's a creep burger, in my opinion. He doesn't have to do anything beyond that, in my book. Nothing. But he's done so much more. So it definitely is fair to call him a creep burger. Judge is actually quick and decisive. From cameras of the courtroom to the gag order, he knows what he's doing. Yep. I agree. I mean, you just don't act like that and not be a creeper, Deb, you know? Point made on creeper. I mean, I didn't call him a killer. I said he's creep burger. It's icky to do that, right? I mean, if you get to the point where you're like on a warning list at a bar, They don't do that. I mean, bars can handle a lot of bullshit before they start tagging people. Bars are used to drunk, belligerent patrons, right? It takes a lot to get on a damn list at a bar. Andrea, oh no, someone hacked your passwords. I've been called worse. Well, thank you, Andrea. I appreciate you. And Pulley. Crime Solver. Jay, would you be willing to tell us more about what you think is going on behind the scenes in court? Lizzie Bones. Hello, Lizzie. I have missed you so much.
I'm sexy and I know it.
I hope you're doing well, Liz. Happy Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. I haven't seen you in a while. I don't really know. I mean, I can't say what I think is going on. I think that really, honestly, I think what's going on is that there's possibly some kind of plea deal being arranged. I just feel like there is. Let me read that paragraph one more time for you guys. One more time. This is straight from the UI, President Green. The House has needed to remain standing during the ensuing investigation and court proceedings. So if it's needed to remain standing during the ongoing, which is what ensuing means, ongoing investigation, ongoing court proceedings, why are they tearing it down? It's obviously not needed to remain standing anymore. Because he didn't just say it needs to remain standing during the ongoing investigation, or like, the investigation is wrapped up. No, it says and court proceedings. And investigation and court. It needed to remain standing during those two things, but now they're taking it down. And the defense is going into the House today and tomorrow. Demolition will begin at 7 a.m. on Thursday, December the 28th. And it may take several days for them to completely clear the site. King Road will be blocked off. How many crazy motherfuckers are going to be there following the dump trucks to where they dump the shit? Have they thought about that? I wonder. Because I'm telling you right now, there are some weird people on this platform when it comes to this case. There's people messaging the family about threats that they're getting, and they live across the freaking sea. Messaging the family. The family's dealing with an anniversary of their child's murder. Thanksgiving. Second Thanksgiving without her. No movement in the trial. And now this. And they got a YouTuber messaging them going, hey, I'm getting threats and I'm scared. Are you getting them too? Wow. So who is going to be the crazy motherfuckers that go and want a souvenir? Who's going to do it? We should place bets. Who's going to go live with their Idaho 4 house souvenir? God. I mean, people are crazy. Deborah G., you'll be there? For what? King Road is going to be closed down. Are you going to grab like a piece of wood? Like someone, here it is. Someone's going to go, bullshit. Someone's going to go live and go, I have a piece of the underground bunker from Idaho 4. And look, it's got fentanyl residue on it because they were drug dealers. Ah!
Or is it a cigar?
Yikes.
Lindy, did they remove the blood on the outside of the house? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much for your super chat, Micro Kimmy. Has anyone come out as a character witness on behalf of Bryan yet? I'll wait. Don't hold your breath, because you might pass out. They're going to be like, oh my God, I got a piece of the Idaho 4, like the sink. I've got a piece of ceramic from the bathtub. It's gross to think about, but you know people are going to do it. You know people will do it. They're crazy enough to do it. And it's gotten to the point where you can almost predict the shit that's going to come out of their mouth. Protests, they ain't going to be able to get on King Road. I don't think anyone's going to be protesting there. But I think that there will be weird people watching and seeing where they'd put this, dump the stuff. Jet Set says they think that the Goncalves will stop it before the trial. They can try. I haven't heard that they've said anything. It sounds like they're accepting it. I mean, Christy says she's going to be sad, but she understands. She gets it. So it sounds like Christy has accepted that this house is coming down. I don't think they're going to fight it. Bundy's car is in a museum, I know. And I used to want to go to that museum. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. It's sad that some true crime lovers really bought a flight to Idaho just to take pictures of the house and get likes. Wait, hold on. And most comments are positive. Thank you for visiting the murder house. Cindy, I have cousins who live in Moscow. Couple lives near this house. They are not looking forward to all the people being around, walking to get a piece of anything or just been there. Right. So how are they going to handle that? Like people wanting to go to that property. Yeah, I don't know how Steve G is handling it tonight. Him and Shannon might be powwowing over here and Christie's over here, you know. They don't all have to be on the same page at the same time. And I highly doubt they are all the time. Oh, Ren. Ren wants a piece of the tunnels. Ren, can you go scrape some of the, I don't know, some of the rust off the tunnel chambers for me? I want some of the scrapings from the tunnels. I feel for the frat guys. That's got to be very, very awful. Yeah. I agree. The house needs to come down. I get why the victims' families have a problem with it. I would too. Because it's like that final goodbye. It's like that final finality where she had all these memories, fun memories with her friends and her boyfriend, and her dog is gone. It's final. It's very final. You know, I can still go back home and drive past my mom and dad's house. I can sit out front of the house. I can imagine them being in that living room. You know, Christy's not going to have she's not going to have the ability to go and park in that back parking lot and just, you know, look at the back deck and think of Kaylee and Maddie out there. You know, you have to think about that little stuff, and that's a mom. That's a mom, and I don't think any mom would ever feel different. And then you've got the frat guys across the band field that have to look at it every day. They walk outside and they see where their brother Ethan died. I feel sad for her. Ethan's brother's room overlooks the King Road house. When I read that, I got why they want it down. So, I mean, it makes sense why one family would feel differently, right? For the Chapin family, it's a grim reminder for Hunter. For the Goncalves family, they have to, say goodbye to all these memories that happened in that house. So you've got 4 families, 4 dynamics, and a lot of grief. And it's all thanks to Bryan Kohberger. So the people that come in here saying it's unfair to call him a creep and they defend him, you should be defending these people first and foremost. And they're certainly not sitting here defending Bryan Kohberger. So I don't know how people can do that and have a clear conscience, but I really wish you guys would think before you type sometimes. I'm not here to preach, but anyways, I feel like there's something bigger going on behind the scenes. We'll see. I guess we'll find out. I don't know if it'll be before the holidays or after. We're pushing up on Christmas here. December 14th. Crazy town. But I'm going to end this stream. We have a premiere in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and it's on Bryan Kohberger. We're going to be talking about Bryan Kohberger's girlfriend in school that died. And someone left her alone after she died and called 911, and nobody was there with her. This was Bryan Kohberger's best friend. So don't miss the premiere. I'll see you guys over there in chat. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being respectful. Let's end this poll. See if y'all straight up think he may plea. And it looks like 70% of you say no. 29% say yes. So I guess we'll find out. Lizzie Bones coming in hot at the end with $9.99. She says, BHB maybe? It's awful. Anyone would do it. Love you long time, Jay. Potato Shell and the rest of the crew. Love you all too. Merry Christmas if I don't see you all before. Merry Christmas to you, Lizzie Bones. I hope you have the bestest Christmas ever. And everybody else here too. You guys, let's roll our credits so I can thank all of you lovely, generous, kind people. And then we're going to dance it out. See you guys over in the other stream.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig. About you and your problems, I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time.
Roly-poly, daddy's little Betty. Betty's gonna be a man someday.